Well, good morning. Our guest this morning, the senior senator from Massachusetts, Senator Elizabeth Warren. Senator, welcome.
Thank you very much. It's good to be with you.
So, with coronavirus infections spiking all over the country, forcing schools in Boston and other Massachusetts cities and towns to go back to all remote learning, and unemployment filings are still pouring in, Senator, we really need the unvarnished truth here. Are we closing in on a vaccine, as the White House claims? And is there any real hope of serious economic relief getting through Congress?
So let's do both of them. You start with the vaccine, and rightly so, because understand, until we get this virus under control, we can't have a functioning economy. We can't have an education system that's working at peak. So you start there. And the answer is we've got to let the scientists, the researchers do their jobs and not put political spin on it. There's some good news, and that is progress is being made, but we're not just around the corner. I listen to folks like Dr. Vacci, and they say we are at best months away. And then one more part on that to remember, John. Even if we have a vaccine, even if it has been fully tested and we figured out that it is both effective and safe, actually getting it distributed to everyone and then getting everyone inoculated enough to protect us as a nation, that's going to be a major undertaking that's going to take real planning and real resources to get it done. It's going to take government competence.
Do we even know if this is going to be a single-shot vaccine or one of these deals where you have to go back for a second one?
Don't know. Don't know.
All right. What about aid, stimulus?
So I got to tell you, John, this one just makes me want to tear my hair out. Because right behind the COVID crisis is the economic crisis. And this is one that, think about what this means for people. As you know, in Massachusetts, we have one of the highest unemployment rates in the country. Parents who are at home struggling because they can't get their kids back into school. An economy that is just in turmoil and at threat of real collapse. So it's been nearly 5 months now since the Democrats put a proposal on the table that would not leave anyone behind. That was about dealing with the high unemployment, making sure there was a federal boost for that. That was about making sure that our hospitals and doctors and medical centers had the resources they needed to be able to combat the crisis, that our public schools had the resources they needed to be able, when they could, to reopen safely. We worked on all of that, put together a plan, and so far, Mitch McConnell, Republicans in the Senate have just said no. They're just not going to do it. And people are suffering. That is fundamentally wrong.
Okay, I understand that position. The Republicans have put offers on the table, and there's been some movement, according to Speaker Pelosi, by her own account. Did the Speaker make a mistake, given the crisis, by not taking half a loaf from the Republicans and then going back for the rest of the loaf later?
You have to remember, there was never really an offer on the table. That Pelosi was working with Mnuchin, right, in the White House. Pelosi already had a plan out there, and Mitch McConnell just said no. Pelosi's had a plan out there since May. And off and on, sometimes the White House negotiates over it. But we don't have a plan. There is no counter proposal here. Mitch McConnell has said, don't cut a deal. He doesn't want a deal. And he put up this sort of sham plan that he can't even get all of his Republicans together on a plan. But when he tried to say, well, maybe we could put this thing together, you know what was at the top of the list? It was making sure that employers who don't follow basic safety rules and make their employees sick, even kill their employees, make their customers sick, will have complete liability release and no responsibility for their activities. That was the top of his list.
I have to take our break, but very briefly, you've observed McConnell at close range. You've had a front row seat. People are suffering in Kentucky, his home state. What's his motivation?
You know, I have to tell you, I genuinely can't understand it. With the Republicans in control of the Senate and the White House, just plain old economics 101, even if you didn't care about human beings, you'd care about getting the resources down to fight this COVID crisis and to get money into the hands of people who are put out of work, people who are worried they're going to lose their jobs, people who have lost their health insurance. Look, the reason the economy didn't crater faster back in March, April, May was because we made this infusion of cash down at the grassroots level. Now, there's plenty of money for big corporations as well, but there was money at the grassroots level. And now McConnell and Trump have just cut that off, and it's causing this economy to go further down and further down. That then hurts the restaurants, hurts the other small businesses, and it just chases its way down. So I wish I had an answer for you, John. I genuinely do, but I just don't get it because it makes no sense.